So head scratchers abound. And, you can pause these. You can go back and read them yourself. Total Depravity from Carm, James D. Martin, John Piper, a book written by Spencer, Palmer, 5 Points of Calvinism, Rose, Steele and Thomas, the Westminster Confession, Baptist Confession. Let's see here. R.C. Sproul and his website, Ligonier Ministries. So read those for yourself. Here's a few of my questions. How can any Reformed Christian, now listen closely, if you believe we all start from a point where we're totally incapable of understanding the Bible, the truths that it has, even if you think you're regenerate, how do you come to actually trust what you think is true? You came from a state of inability to understand anything spiritual, and now you're banking and putting your whole faith on something that you once believed you couldn't even understand. How do you know you got it correct now? That's a head scratcher. Why would you believe that and live by that and feel so strongly about that? Here's a head scratcher I didn't plan. If your answer to my last couple questions was, well, God himself is almighty and sovereign and powerful and great, and he gets all the glory, so that's how I can believe all this stuff is true. Did you notice that every time a Calvinist talks about God's sovereignty, power, and his great glory, they leave something out? A little guy that we know as Jesus, don't even talk about him. Jesus becomes obsolete, not to all Calvinists. More often than not, though, people fight so hard under Calvinism. Oh, but God's sovereign and he's meticulous and he controls all things. And determinism is true, and it's so true. So what if he decreed all things, including sin? You see what happened? We didn't talk about Jesus once. I don't really mean this, but for Calvinists, God's number one. And if I'm going to talk about God, I'm going to say, God schmod. I have no access to him. He's not important to me at all without Jesus. Thanks to God's plan, I have access to Jesus, faith alone. And if I believe in Jesus, I can become in him, and then the Holy Spirit will search the deep things of God, 1 Corinthians 2, and reveal them to me, some of them. So if R.C. Sproul is correct, I'm circling it with the little arrow. If R.C. Sproul is correct, then, and the whole person is radically corrupt, mind, body, will, spirit, infected by the power of sin, how does the believer or the unbeliever ever know if what they believe is true? They are coming from a state of depravity where the Christian, the Calvinist, totally holds to the concept of total depravity, and that's everybody's state at birth, yet you actually trust the things that you think are true about the Bible, even though you once totally believed that you could not believe any of it, understand any of it. That seems like a risky play. Under free will, we don't have to do that. God is glorious the whole time. The truth is the truth. It's easy reading. And before you know it, everything makes sense and fits. And you don't have to make God into a confusing, chaotic, evil character. Wait a minute. Confusion, disorder, chaos. Who is it that came to rob, steal, and destroy? Who is the liar from the beginning? Who deceives them and brings calamity on the earth? That's all Satan. Yet you guys are attributing all of those things to God, and you're excited to do it. Another head scratcher in the books. I've got 300 more. They're coming.